Okay, this is my pre-algebra class. I'm actually putting two lessons together because they're both fairly simple and go along together anyway. It's lessons 73 and 74, which is about sign numbers. On lesson 73, it talks about visualizing the numbers, and that is something you want to get in the habit of doing. You can kind of read over that and see what it says. Here in lesson 74, it talks about the actual rules for doing this. It's two basic rules you need to know for these signed numbers. Whenever you add two numbers with the same sign, like if they're both positive or if they're both negative, you keep whatever that sign is and you just add them normally. Okay, we're going to use that rule. The second rule is when you have numbers with different signs. So when you have a positive number and a negative number, you're going to take the sign of whichever number is bigger, and then you're going to subtract the two numbers. So we're going to put this into practice here. Example 74.1 gives us four numbers to add. Watch what we do. So our first two numbers here, and by the way, you can do these in any order, but I'm just going to go in the order they come. These have different signs, so I'm going to use the different sign rule. Take the sign of the bigger number, which is the 4, so that's going to give me a negative answer. And then I subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1, so I get negative 1. All right, if you want to go ahead and write that down, you can, negative 1. Then you're adding negative 1 plus negative 5 plus positive 7. So we're now adding numbers with the same sign, a negative 1 and a negative 5. So we use the same sign rule. We keep the sign negative and we add. 1 plus 5 is 6. So we get negative 6. And then finally, we're adding numbers with different signs. So we use the different sign rule. We take the sign of the bigger number, positive, and we do 7 minus 6, and we get 1. Positive 1 is our answer. Now, like I said, we could have done those in any order. I just went straight down the line there. All right, for our second example, we're going to do the same thing. We'll go straight down the line. I'm not going to write out each step. It is done for you in the book there, but I'm just going to explain as we go through what's happening. First of all, we're adding numbers with different signs. So we take the sign of the bigger number, negative, and we do 4 minus 3. We get negative 1. We're now doing negative 1 plus negative 2. So these numbers have the same sign. We keep the sign, and we add 1 plus 2. We get negative 3. Now we're adding negative 3 plus negative 6. Again, the same sign. We keep that negative sign. We add 3 plus 6. We get negative 9. And finally, we're doing negative 9 plus, when there's no sign, it's positive, negative 9 plus positive 5. So, different signs, we use the different sign rule. We take the sign of the bigger number, negative 9, and then we subtract 9 minus 5, and we get 4. So our answer is negative 4. So it's a little confusing at first, but as you practice this, it'll become second nature. You just got to remember those two rules, very important. Make sure you learn them. You don't have to memorize them word for word, but just same sign, keep the sign and add. Different signs, take the sign of the bigger number and subtract. If you follow those, you're not going to have any problem at all.